has been a crazy week this week. Everybody knows I was on vacation. I cleaned the shop last week in preparation for the machine, which is here. This is going to be a very short weekly update because I haven't had any time to do anything but get this machine in. One of the things that I'm going to cover in my opening is Grizzly actually done a good job. Freight company, not bad, just a little bit of a problem. Biggest problem I had is the guy from UPS Freight, local terminal, called me Wednesday, said the machine would be delivered Thursday, asked me my delivery preference. I said afternoon so I could make arrangements to get off from work. So he said, well, your window will be from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. 11:30, this machine shows up. Guy's calling me. Well, what we did, or my cousins did, they took the skid steer or bobcat with forks, loaded the machine up, brought it here and set it in front of the building, and some of the pictures are showing it sitting outside. And then we loaded it with the bobcat, brought it in. So right now, as you've seen earlier, the machine is sitting in the building. So that's going to be our opening this week. And this video is going to be very short because let's just grab some pictures. This week's video, machining content is what you're looking at. It's the machine, box in here, might to work on it. And I'm going to add a clip of some photographs that my girlfriend took yesterday in Shelby we was eating. I said, I have a girlfriend. Saying it's an old, new girlfriend, as I said. The lady that was living with me was my fiance. She and I have sort of reconciled. She's living in Shelby now in apartments. So what we're going to do is kind of see each other. So that's sort of beginning to be a work in progress. That's also happened this week. So that makes things a little interesting. So the other thing in my opening is I'm going to go ahead and kind of tell you some things that I've got in mind for projects. Probably the next few videos is going to be getting this lathe set up and in running and what I've got to do it, how I'm going about it. Now, what I'm going to say is this may not be the right way. This is what I'm going to do, how I got it in my mind to do it. And so we will try to take some video along the way, and I'll put it in a weekly video. Once the lathe's up and running, probably there are some things I'm going to have because that won't transfer over. One of them's a work stop. I think you can buy them Grizzly. I think I'm just going to make one similar to what was on the other lathe. The other one is I'm not going to put an indicator on mine, caliper on mine. I'm going to make a similar thing that I have on my present lathe. I'll show you right here while we're doing closing. Okay, excuse me for my pointing it at my nose. But I'm going to make something similar to this here that I use for drilling depths. Probably he'll be made out of aluminum. I haven't really decided yet till I get the lathe set up. And then there's got to be some tooling modifications. Probably just like right here, the quick change block. I'll have to mill some of these out, especially my cutoff tool that I've made. There's some other things that I'm going to end up doing. Oh, by the way, while I'm at it, I did dress my grinding wheels. And if you'll notice, this grinder is a lot better. It's still got a little bit of a vibration, but not near like it had. I dressed the wheels and evened them up best I could with the dressing I was using. What I did when I was cleaning the boxes out the other day, I found this old dresser I had found from work that I welded in a piece of pipe, and I used it to dress its wheels somewhat even. So my grinder is better, not perfect, but better. There's still a little bit of run out in these wheels, but it's not like it was. So you'll notice it don't sound quite as bad. So again, there's the lathe. I'll set this back up here. So we're going to do that, a work stop, build some tools out, probably make newborn bar sleeves, because the blocks are different sizes, I would assume. I haven't got them out on look, so I'm going to make newborn bar sleeves too. So all that we will make videos out of. That's the plan for the videos as of right now. And this may be subject to change. And I have a collet system in mind. I want to make me a collet. I'm looking at several different options on the collets. So that's what we're going to be looking at that this week. I'm going to go ahead and throw in one of my town drives on this video too. And just because I've got the footage and haven't used it. So I've been trying to keep videos down. So again, in this opening, basically what you're going to see is the lathe in the box. And I've shot the footage. I'm going to put some pictures in of where we set the lathe in the building, or kind of where it was at. And we're going to probably, like I say, there'll be some pictures of the Clydesdales and a couple of the road trips. So that's what's going to be on this week's video. Well, it seems that I made a mistake, and I didn't realize it. And when I was looking at my camera this week, there's a mistake. Well, here is my lathe. It is sitting here. The box is in good shape. It came Thursday, and it was delivered by UPS freight. So there, it's in. You notice it's in my shop, sitting on a pallet. So we haven't had a chance to do anything with it. So this is the lathe, and this is basically what I'm going to do. Is I go back down. I'm going to rearrange the shop and move the lathe master. It will fit right in this area. This is where I'm going to end up putting it. And so we're going to have to do some rearranging. And that's a known fact. If you'll notice, it's sitting here all on its pallets and everything, and it's not, the floor's not given anything, so everything's going to work just fine. So we're going to install it. And I'm going to have some pictures. Actually, they're GoPro pictures be in this week's video of that. All right, now this is the pictures that you see. And I'm doing all these at one time, by the way. This is the photographs I took with the, excuse me, now took with the GoPro. And I thought I was taking video. So that's what this is going to be here. Okay, and this is going to be, next will be the Clydesdale pictures where there was in Shelby yesterday. Then I was uptown eating, so that's what you're going to see with this. And Okay, I'm back again, and now I'm going to go ahead and put in a clip I shot on the iPhone several weeks ago about driving into Shelby. Again, some of the local area, just to give you something to look at. So, I hope you enjoy all this. Now we're going to do the Shelby tour. Now this is not all of Shelby, obviously, but right here's the city limits sign coming in on 226 is where we're coming in off of. They call it Earl Road here in Shelby. And we're coming in that way from, we're actually coming out of Grover up to Shelby. And we're going to get a good bit of uptown on this, and this so you get a kind of flavor of what Shelby looks like. And this is the county seat of Cleveland County, by the way. And it's probably 8 or 10 miles from Kings Mountain up to here. And so this is this area right here, what they call Hollyoak. There's a park out here. Back in the days of segregation, this park was set aside for black folks. And obviously we don't have segregation anymore, but that was the reason why there's actually 2 parks in Shelby. This was Hollyoak Park was one. It had the same basics on the, I don't think they had a swimming pool, but they had most of the other facilities here, baseball fields and picnic shelters and whatnot, like they have at Shelby, like they had at the main city park uptown. But yeah, that's leftover from, as we like, it's leftover from segregation, the early '60s stuff. You see somewhat a lot of these leftover things that's still hanging around, even though it's not used that way. They didn't get rid of a lot of the stuff. It was just sort of kept. And again, I'm old enough to remember the water fountains and the separate movie entrances and stuff. I was a small kid when that went on. In fact, one of the doctor's offices I stayed in actually had 2, or used to go to when I was younger, had 2 separate waiting rooms before they tore them out. I mean, they kept them for a while, but they wasn't for that. But they was originally built because of that. So, some of the older places in the South and small southern towns, you still see evidence of it. And it's obviously way, way gone by the wayside. Long time ago, and it's one of the things that's probably, it is for the best. It's always for the best. I mean, I guess don't even think about it nowadays, but sometimes when we're discussing things, I like to bring it up. This is a pretty long light we're sitting here at, so it might take us a few minutes to get through it. It's a lot of cycles. The road that you see going by out here, that's set US 74. That's the same road. And then last week's video, we crossed over to bypass. This is what they call the Shelby bypass. They built this thing late 50s so you wouldn't have to go through uptown Shelby. All the businesses, they put stoplights. They didn't build limited access. Back in those days, they didn't think about it. And so all the businesses migrated out to the bypass. Now they're building a new there's a new bypass that started construction, a new limited interstate type bypass is being built that it actually will 15 years away from being completed in Shelby to alleviate some of this mess. Now we're going up what they call 74 bypass for a little short piece here. We're going to go by the Shelby High School. Again, we're working on video clip. Here at the Shelby High School's baseball field, and one of the things they do here in Shelby is the American Legion has a baseball program. The World Series for the American Legion is played here in Shelby. And it's been here for several years. And they play it out at Keeter Field, which is out here at the high school. And it's a big deal, real big deal here in Shelby. It's usually in late August. The other big deal here is Cleveland County Fair in November. My buddy, he just waved at me. He don't know I'm working on more YouTube. A good friend of mine, my golf buddy, Mr. Grubb, he's seeing me here with the camera. I tell him this is another one of my projects. It goes in my weekly videos. And we had another stoplight. And these stoplights do take a long time. This is basically another highway, and it's got a lot of intersection. It's 18 and 150. Basically, 18 goes to Gaffney, South Carolina. 150 also go Boiler Springs, where Gardner Webb is. We probably will never do a Boiler Springs tour. I don't think I have a reason to go to Boiler Springs and Gardner Webb recently. I may in about 2 more years to go see my good see Greg's son David graduate, but I'm not in the plan to go in the next few long enough to do video here. Now we're turning up, go up into Shelby, up in the actual city of Shelby. It's going to be a little longer. It's a 6-minute clip already, but it won't be as long. Most of it's been stopping at stoplights, hasn't it? And this is the regular 18, the old highway. The bypasses cut through. And this is what they call Lafayette Street. A lot of the Shelby streets are named after revolution. Actually, there's a Colonel Isaac Shelby fought the Revolutionary War that Shelby's named after. And a lot of the streets is named after different, Revolutionary War generals and whatnot. I mean, and also George Washington Street. But you got Lafayette, you got Morgan, you got several others that's named after basically Revolutionary War generals and people who served in the Revolutionary War. Kings Mountain actually took its name from the Battle of Kings Mountain that was fought actually across the border of all places. But so you see a lot of history in these small towns in the South. And think about it, there's one thing that maybe we'll get a shot of. Every small southern town also has its Confederate memorial for the soldiers. Or every small county seat. When I lived in Salisbury, they had theirs was actually right in the middle of Inner Street. You just drove by it. This one here is at the old courthouse, what they used to call it the Earl Scruggs Center. This block we're fixing to go into is actual old business block of Shelby. When I was growing up, these was basically all businesses. You had Belk's, Penny's, Hudson's department stores and such that was in this block over here to the right. Now, unlike Kings Mountain, there's a lot of restaurants. I mean, this particular one right here in the corner is Pleasant City Wood-Fired Grill. I've eaten there several times. Then you've got all kind of different, like I say, these used to be department stores. Now that. And last week I ate here at Joe's place when I met this lady that I spoke about that didn't pan out. And this, what they call the Earl Scruggs Center, is actually the old Cleveland County Courthouse, the old original one. And we'll go by, you may can see the Confederate Memorial right there. I'm not trying to get a shot of it, we're going through here so quickly. And this is, like I say, most of the uptown and old city of Shelby. Basically a lot of the small businesses and whatever was there that was in here. And that's just what you normally see in these small towns. And we're going to leave this on till I drive right down to where my mom's staying before I cut it off. It's going to be about a 10-minute clip because of traffic. This used to be a tractor place at one time, and several different things. It's a furniture place. I bought, actually, some of the furniture in my house recently come from there. But, like I say, you can tell this is like another old, small southern town. That used to be a funeral home there. And it's went out of business. And again, we just ride right on through town. We're still on Lafayette Street. Marquis de Lafayette. You know a little bit about history. He was the actual French general. And so then you got Grover Street goes actually down towards the Cleveland Memorial Hospital. So we get the grand tour. Like I say, I've been doing my city tours. This is going to be the longest one yet. Shelby's a little bigger city. And this is mainly the bulk of it. There's some more places in Shelby. Most of the hospital systems here, and even the nursing home my mother stays in, Carolina's Medical out of Charlotte basically runs all of it now. They bought a lot of it up. And see, right there is Washington Street, by the way. We talk about the Revolutionary War generals. And just kind of mosey on through here. Somebody deciding that they like to ride around for turn signal on, huh? I don't know if a camera, I remember my ex-girlfriend had a camera, and I can't remember if that thing beeped when you left the thing on. I know this Buick does. So you leave it on too long, it'll start beeping, letting you know that you've left the turn signal on. And they finally figured out they had it on, huh? Well, maybe it did beep in their ear. So we're just about through Shelby. We really won't get all the way out of the city limits before we get hung up. So, but it's just another day. So we got us another clip of a city drive through. Ran tour Shelby, North Carolina, or parts of Shelby. For this week, and I hope you'll enjoy my video clips of these places. We're up here at Cleveland Pines now. I'm fixing to turn in, and we're going to kill the video. Okay, well, I hope you enjoy this week's video. I apologize for it being very light on machining content. Like I have explained in the opening, the next several weeks is going to be light on machining, because first I'm working. I had to work Memorial Monday. That was extra money. Worked Memorial Monday. I worked 12 hours every day, but the day the lathe came in during the week, and that was an 8-hour day. I left early and worked 8 hours Saturday and Sunday. And then I was renewing a relationship with my ex-fiance too, so that's throwing some more wrinkles in the fly. Plus today I'm doing laundry, trying to watch a little bit of the race. It's boring, that's why I'm down here shooting this. And this general stuff I need to do. So I apologize for my machining content being weak, and I hope you will be, my subscribers will be patient, but I feel like you wanted to see the new lathe and where I'm at on it. And like I said, the next series of videos are going to be when we're working on the lathe. I'll bring the camera down here, we're moving this stuff around, and kind of give you an idea of what we're trying to do and how I'm trying to do this. So that's what's going to be a lot of the video that you're going to be seeing. You have all my subscribers, the new ones that added this week. You guys all have a good week, and we will get back with you next week, the new video, hopefully with some more content on what's going on with this in the shop here machining. And like a lot of people, you know, this is not my main thing, obviously. And my day job is really kicked up, and I'm going to say for truthful sure, you know, I may miss weeks of video. I just want to go ahead and get this out because we're discussing the lathe and all that. So you all have a good week, and we'll see you next week.